Management is not only present in a working environment as we mostly believe. Of course, that it's fundamental for a business when it comes to organizing, leading, and controlling the uses of resources to reach a goal. Nevertheless, these steps can also help our daily lives, like school or, for example, planning a trip. But all this makes you wonder, how did these steps come to be? Definitely did not pop up like magic. It took trillions of years to develop into an effective mechanism to help ourselves to reach goals, all starting from the primitive era.
This is the period where management is born, where the man started to use administration and is called primitive time. They were nomads traveling to other places, searching for food, searching home, or to be more specific, for surviving. The society in this time was composed by clans or tribes. They were living in caves. The work was divided by gender and age. People used animal skins that they obtained hunting with their spears so they can be protected for the weather. Activities during this period were fishing, hunting, and gathering. They were guided by the sun and moon. Man uses administration for the tribes so they can work together to achieve a goal. An example is the hunting of the mammoth or saber-toothed tiger for sport. The fire was a fundamental factor, and it started the artistic manifestations, like the cave paintings. Then time passes, humans evolve, everything is changing, and we stop in the agricultural period, or the Neolithic Revolution. A period that marked the transition in human history. This is the period where agriculture appears. The lifestyle changes from nomadic clans and tribes that hunt for survival and travel to other parts to create a civilization and the use of agriculture. It was characterized by the support of an increasingly large population, used stone tools like hammers, axes, scrapers, and they started to cultivate crops like rice, corn, potatoes, etc. Some consequences of this period were the poor nutrition that provoked the reduction of height, the appearance of dental disease, and the increase of fertility. Another factor is the domestication of livestock, sheep, goats, and pigs. This was a new era where the human being started to be sedentary. Also, it started to construct villages and towns, provided political structures, centralized administration, property ownership, hierarchy ideologies, among others.
We enter in one of the worst age for workers, introducing the slavery to the society as something normal. The servants had a lot of work in this period. For example, builders, cookers, housekeepers, fighters, etc. The worst part, besides of his lack of liberty and decision, was the strict supervision and the corporal punishment. This maybe can differ between the place among the time, but this led to a human discontent and came along with a low productive yield. Now we're transported to Europe in the medieval age, exactly between the 9th and 15th century, where the societal hierarchy was based on local fiefs, the owners of lands. These lands were often given to nobles by the crown. Here, these nobles make the farmers work for them. They cultivate and work enough to pay to the landlord and the church in exchange of protection. We can see an evolution in the relationship between the rich and upper class people and the workers, farmers, etc.
In the Industrial Revolution, the approach will be to lean management activities like marketing, human resources, management, productions, finances, functions of management and innovation from historical sources on the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution brought the growth of the factory system, engineered markets, and new-scale technologies. The factory system brought large sections of workers and raw materials together, posing the problems of organizing, directing, and controlling work. 21st century. While there is a growing consensus as to what good 21st century management look like, as well as the recognition that Agile isn't only path to achieve it. It's striking to see how many corporations are still practicing the outmoded principles of the 20th century. The goal of the firm is to make money from the first and its executives, maximizing shareholders' value that has been the catch cry of large organizations for the last 50 years and is still, despite recent language change, driving the behavior of most of large organizations.
We can say that through the years and the centuries, the management has changed, sometimes for the worst, usually for the best. It started as just the way a society was managed, and now it's seen more as a way of organizing and achieving goals in a lot of different contexts, especially in a business one. As if it is important in this new day and age to know how it has evolved in order to understand it and how it's used to use it correctly.
Planning, organization, control, execution. Long ago, the four pillars of administration live in harmony. But everything changed when the control pillar attacked. Only the entrepreneur, the master of the four pillars, could save us. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years later, my brother and I discovered the new entrepreneur. Even if his planning skills are great, he has a lot to learn before save anyone. But I believe that he can save us.